talk a little bit about the table reads. So here at FAFF Association, we have kind of put together a bit of a program because I'm a screenwriter. And one of the things when you're a writer is you want to get people to read your stuff. And it's not so easy to do. But if you put together a table read, people love it, especially if you can do it well and be organized. And, so a couple reasons why you would want to do a table read. Maybe you want to get feedback on your script. But a lot of the time people are doing it because they've got a polished script and they want to get the word out there about what they've been working on and maybe use the recording as a pitching tool. So what we have done is put together some education opportunities for both sides of the table read. So we've got the writer's side and organizing and producing a table read, and then we've got the actor side and being able to bring a good performance, not just the performance, but the technical part of the performance to the table read. I'm going to show you guys where to access all of the stuff I'm talking about, how to get cast in the table reads, because actors are always asking me, like, how do I get cast in this table read? Because they see that, like, I'm posting, hey, I'm doing this table read. They're like, I missed it. What happened? So I will show you where to do that. So if you go to our website, which let me just pull this up here, FAFF Association. Okay, so here's the home page. So we can start there so you can follow where to find it. So first of all, you're going to have to create a membership with the website because that's how you're going to be able to access the groups. And so up here, if I wasn't logged in, it would say log in, and you can click there and it'll take you through the steps of creating an account, which that part of it is free and easy to do. It just takes a few minutes. And then once you're logged in, you can go here to groups. And you can see here, we actually have a lot of groups. Some of the groups are included in the free membership, and some of it is for the pro members. I'm going to start with talking about the screenwriter side of it, because it always starts with a script. So when you join the Screenwriters Table Read group, you'll see that we have like a discussion section. So this is where you can ask questions or, whatever you need. I have posted some stuff here to give some instruction for how to do this. But not only there, if you go over to the training videos, I have actually put together a lot of videos that help you to know how to put it together. So, each video, it's probably somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, but it's diving into a specific aspect of how to put the read together. I also give a template for a Google form, which you can use for casting, which I'll show you in a minute. And then casting a large cast. Now, my opinion of a large cast is like anything more than maybe 20 characters or something. But I will tell you, my last table read that I produced had over 60 characters, literally. It was like 67 or something like that. It was amazing. And so I had to not only double up actors on character roles, I was quadrupling up. Sometimes even, I think it was 4, maybe 5 characters. Some of the people here in the meeting today were actually in that table read, so they can attest to that. But it worked. In the end, it worked because a lot of those characters only had a few lines. And so it was also helpful that they ended up having several characters, so they had lines throughout the script and not just 2 lines at the beginning and then nothing the rest of the time. So, and then, even just when it comes down to scheduling, like how to do all of that, the emails that you send out to invite people, how to invite directors or producers or potential investors, like how to make the most of your table read. Okay, so for resources for the screenwriters, you have all of this, and I've done this so that you can do it on your own. Now, if you want to hire me to do it, I am happy to do it. It's one of my favorite things. I really enjoy it. My rate is $500 for the production of the table read, which means that I'll do the character breakdowns. I'll submit it out to the actors. I'll do the casting, which I can do with you. So it's not like I do it all and you don't have a say. But I just make sure it all gets done. And then I take care of doing all the emails, and we host it on our platform on Zoom or Riverside, depending on which one makes sense. But yeah, we manage all of that for you, so you can just basically show up and have a good time. And then if you want an edited version of your table read afterward, then it's another 500 for me to edit. And what I mean by editing is sometimes there's little pauses while you're waiting for the person to unmute themselves so they can talk. So I take all of those out, and then also I'll go back and forth between gallery view and speaker view, so it's not just always on one. And so it just kind of creates a little bit more of an interesting visual, so that you can use it as a pitching tool. And I've gotten a couple of directors really interested and excited about certain projects because of the table read. So it can be very useful. So here is a template that I have made for the writers so that they can use that. Let me see if I can go here and look at it. So it tells you how to break it down. There's a video on how to do all of this as well. And then the actors can go in and they'll be able to see, and they can just select consider me for the roles that they want. So I've made it very streamlined and easy for people to do for themselves. And then let's head over to the actor's side. And I've separated them just because there's going to be different conversations. But once you've got that form ready, then you can come over here and you can post it here. So for example, let me scroll down and find one. So even today, somebody was saying, I'm looking for this, a 12-year-old girl for a table read she's doing. So yeah, there's some of that. But so here was the most recent one that was cast and produced. There might be a few people here that participated in this one. And so I did not produce this one. This was produced by Tamara Green, and she made use of all the tools in the Screenwriter group, and she was able to put this together, and everyone that was there had a great time. They said it was really well organized. So it was a total success, and that's what we want. So this is how we're bringing this together. And let me show you also that we have some training tools and instructional videos over here so that actors can really make the most of their experience in the table read. So if you want to be a narrator is an incredibly important role. So I've done a video on how to be a narrator for table read. And then Sarita, she's here tonight. I'll introduce her in a moment. She has made some videos that talk about some very specific details, how to get yourself set up for a table read. Like if you've never been in one, how do you actually set up your space so that you can be on Zoom and reading the script and all of that. And then just other technical things you need to know, how to make it really memorable. Because if you think about it, this is an unofficial audition in a way. You get a chance to really bring this character to life. If you nail it, like in some of the table reads I've done, I'll say one of them for Junkman, Willie Molina read for the lead for that one. And when I sent that one to a director that I was interested in working with, he ended up casting Willie in 2 other projects because of that table read. So it happens. Even though Junkman is not moving forward at the moment, I mean, we're working on it, but it's not funded yet. So, but Willie got work out of the table read because he did such a great job. So if you learn how to make use of that, then, it's a great way to get yourself in front of directors, producers, writers, other actors. It's a great way to network in some ways, because even though you're not necessarily having conversations, you're working together. And so there's the sense of camaraderie. It's a fun time, and we hope that there'll be a lot more. So sometimes they're produced by FAFF Association, and so then I have the opportunity to invite people to come and watch as the audience. I've done that several times. Yeah, Emily's nodding. She's been to several of my table reads. But there are times where the script itself is maybe something they want to keep under wraps kind of thing. Like they don't want to let it out because maybe there's a twist or maybe they're about to go into production. And so then they don't want to have just everybody invited. So that's why sometimes you'll see that a table read's being produced, but you didn't get an invitation, and sometimes you will. And then for the writers that are wanting to produce for themselves and organize it themselves, they might just do it on their own. But if they want to tell us that, hey, we're doing this table read, we'd like to invite, your email list or whatever, then we can send out the invitation. So we're happy to help facilitate that stuff. I think that this is such a great way for us to connect to each other. And that's why we've created this program. How many people here have been in a table read or have watched a table read? Yeah, there we go. See, it's so much fun. So Sarita, if you want to talk maybe a minute or two, just introduce yourself and talk about the videos that you've made.
Hey everyone. So yeah, my name is Sarita Van Dyke, and it was interesting when we were in the breakout session. Somebody said, "I recognize you, Sarita, from something and somewhere," and I've actually had a couple of people say that, and I wait for them to put the two and two together. But eventually, they're like, "Oh, I've seen you in the table read videos. Just lift up your hand if you've watched." Any of the table read videos. Very nice, very nice. And I could tell actually because I've seen some of the table reads and you can tell who's come in. It just honestly, even if you've been into a million table reads, for me, I'm an actor. I've been into lots of table reads. However, what's happening right now is we are bringing something new to table reads because we're using them as pitching tools. We're using them as audience engagements to help the writers to see what's working, what's not working. And so we want the table reads to be the best that it can be. And so really excited. I get really excited when I see people just having fun and taking some of the suggestions. And because really the producers end up and the directors end up that much happier. And you want to make the producers and directors happy because they will remember you and they will be very thankful. And they're going to cast you again, right? And so anyways, table reads it's just a new way. So whether if they're using it as a pitching tool or they're actually getting ready to film and the director's using it as a time, basically almost like a rehearsal time. It's a run through, the team meets everybody, but also if there's any little directions here or there, they can do it then because you don't really get that time to do it on set because there's just not time.
That's
There's
true. If people are, if it's already cast, then the director will want to do that. But yeah, if you show up knowing how to manage all of the tech so that that's not going to interrupt your performance, that's going to be a plus. And then also, if you show up to a table read and everybody else has watched these videos and they're following all of the tips and you're not, it's going to stand out. I'm just saying.
About the head of the game. So.
Yes.
Happy table reading.
I know. I love when Sarita shows up and her son too. Like they're both like in costume. They've got a background that works for them, like for their character and their scene. It's just so much fun to watch them just go. So that's the table read program, and I'm just excited that we're all learning to make the best use of it and have the most fun with it.
If anybody here has not been on a table read, you need to join in because it's fun.
You've sold me.
Yes, I'm telling you.
And Sarita, your videos do help. I was able to add some things to mine to make it work, like the background.
I noticed. You rock.
I noticed the last one that you were in, Brad, you were changing your jacket for different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that one.